Hey, cruise gear lovers. Welcome to the Grand Princess. We decided that we were going to do something different today and do a get ready with me with a fun little cruise twist. And that twist is it's formal night. So you guys are going to see me do my makeup routine, and then after that we're going to do my hair routine in real time, getting ready for formal night. This is not the dress that I'm wearing. This is just my get ready dress. I'm actually wearing a gown that's a pink color, kind of a little bit like this color. And of course, we'll show you a picture of me all done up from top to toe at the very end of the video. So I have a completely naked face, only accentuated by a little bit of Avenay moisturizer. So I did apply moisturizer to my entire face before we got started. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with my makeup routine. I'm just going to kind of put my hair back a little bit so that you guys, if I don't have my hair getting into my face, that's probably not a good thing. And you guys will have to just bear with my completely naked face because this is just the reality right now. So I'm going to get started with my foundation. If you've watched some of our product videos before, you know that I love L'Oreal True Match. Funny, I like a drugstore brand makeup base. I've tried dozens and dozens of makeups before, and this is the only one that I like. So this is in C3. C stands for cool. So I'm going to get started with that. I probably should shake it up just a teeny tiny bit. Sorry, that was really loud. Just making sure my audio is going okay over here. It is. All right. Very good. So what I normally do is just put a little bit of this on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to apply it with a makeup brush. So we'll start with one side of my face so you can see the before and after. Starting with the right side. Very exciting, I know, right? All right, I've just recently started using a foundation brush. Used to use my fingers. Didn't think there was anything wrong with it, and I still don't. But I've gotten kind of addicted to using the foundation brush, and it just makes it a little bit easier. I don't have to wash my hands at the end, and I find that it gives me a bit more of heavy coverage. So I'm going down a little teeny tiny bit over the chin and into the neck, but not too far. That side is done. There we go. One side done, one side not done. Switching over to the other side. Here we go. Okay. I buy this foundation at Target. I think it's about $7 or $8. It is a really small bottle, but it lasts me at least a couple of months. And when you get a Target beauty box, you get those $3 off a $15 purchase coupons, and you can use it on beauty products. So if you were to buy a bottle of this and maybe some concealer or shampoo or something like that, you would be saving $3. So I do that all the time. All right, foundation is good. Looking for any flaws. I can't really tell because we've got funky lighting in this stateroom. By the way, we are in an inside cabin on the Grand Princess on a 10-night cruise to Alaska. This is night 8. It is our second formal night. Okay, so we're foundationed up. Good to go. I am going to wipe off the foundation off my hand with a wet cloth, and we're going to go to concealer mode. I use 2 different types of concealers. I use this It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye for nights like tonight when I'm like seriously in need of concealment and I'm going with a fancier, heavier makeup look. And then I use this little concealer stick, which I've just forgotten the brand name. I actually think it might be CoverGirl or Neutrogena, and it's just a really wonderful everyday stick. So tonight we're gonna go with the Bye Bye Under Eye for a little bit more thorough coverage. So I'm just putting a little bit of my fingertip there, and then I'm blotting it together. And we're going to apply here and there. Okay, sounds good. So I think cameraman's going to come in just a little tiny bit closer as we get to some of the finer details. So I'm just going to pat little bits of this around. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the job with my foundation brush. Now, I know some people like to use one of these little guys, a little blender. Sometimes that works for me, but I actually just find that I get better coverage this way. So I know I didn't do a very scientific job of that, but we're gonna go ahead and just blend that in. I'm really surprised at how well this foundation brush works to kind of conceal. It really does apply it just as well as if I was blotting it with my hands. So as you'll notice, I'm also taking a little bit of the concealer and putting it around the edge of my nose just to get rid of any redness there. Okay, so second eye here. Okay, I think Mr. Cruise Tips TV moved in a little bit closer and he's giving me hand signals, letting me know that we're good to go. All right, so a little bit more there. Okay. What do you think? Am I concealed beautifully? Honey, how do I look?
Good.
All right. So I think we are concealed well enough, but not overdone. So now I'm going to move on to the next step. So I'm actually going to go a little bit out of order tonight because I want to show you guys my lipstick routine. I've actually recently fallen totally head over heels in love with Lip Sense. This is a product a lot of you have probably heard about. You have to shake it up really good. It's a long wearing lipstick, and I'm going to do another episode on this product. Just getting the little chunks out, shaking it up well. It's probably not really chunky, I'm just being silly. So what you have to do is shake this really well, and then you have to make sure your lips are totally clean and dry. So I'm just removing any little last bits of makeup that I may have just gotten on my lips, or moisturizer, something like that. So there we go, clean and dry. And then what you do with Lip Sense is apply 3 coats. If any of you have ever used Lip Sense, be sure to let me know in the comments below. I'm also going to link to Bethany at BAM Beauty's Facebook page in the description below, because she's the one who sold this to me and initially got me introduced to it, and I'm totally in love with it. If I ever go a day without it, I feel really weird. Like I'm reapplying lipstick all the time, and I absolutely love it, and I want it in a million colors. So you have to put 3 coats on. You have to let it dry in between, and you can't close your mouth. So I'm not going to talk while I do this. I'm just going to apply all 3 coats, fan in between, and then I'll start talking again when I get the gloss on. So here we go with coat number 1, and you have to keep your mouth all like stretched out and open. So here we go. All right, gloss time. Okay, I can finally talk. Okay, I know that's quite a process, but I didn't apply it using the correct technique necessarily. You're only supposed to go in one direction with 1 coat at a time. So I ended up with some holes, and I had to go back and do a 4th coat. And my mirror's a little bit farther away than usual, so I wasn't perfect with my lines. So it's, you know, a little bit longer of a process. So when you're done, what you do is you kind of seal the product with this moisturizing gloss over the top, and then you rub it in really well. This will stay on all night. Watch this, you guys. This goes nowhere. Nothing. Nowhere. It's amazing. Now, of course, I've just rubbed a little gloss all over my face, but that's okay. So that is my Lip Sense lip color for the night. Matches my dress pretty much perfectly. It's about the exact same color. I always feel a little bit better when I put my lipstick on first. Like I have my color set, and the rest of my makeup can kind of, the shades will fall into place a little bit better, because usually I let my lipstick be my color guide. So next up, let's just keep working our way up and do blush real quick. So I'm going to use my Ish contour kit. You guys have seen this before. This is from one of my FabFitFuns, and I'm going to do just a little tiny pop of pink on the apples of my cheeks. Not a whole lot of overkill there. Okay. And then I'm going to do a tiny bit on the tip of my nose. Tiny bit of pink down on my chin, a little bit more here, and then I'm going to use the kind of bronzer highlighter up on the cheekbones and a little bit higher for kind of a bronzing and contouring effect. I am not a makeup expert, you guys, so if you have any tips for me, believe me, I'm always appreciative. This is something that's super new to me, and I do not claim to be a beauty expert or a beauty vlogger. This is just something that I'm sharing with you because I think it's fun and I like to learn, so give me some tips. All right, here we go. A little bit over the nose, and a little bit on the forehead where all those little sun-kissed areas, right? Isn't that what we're supposed to do? I think that's how it works. Okay, so here we go with bronzer, wrapping it up. Hopefully I'm not going a little crazy with it, but it is an evening look, so we should be okay there. All right, all done with that, and now we're gonna move on to eye makeup. I actually use kind of a vanilla color base. Hopefully you can see this okay. This is a Say Bella product from melaleuca.com. This is a nice eyeshadow in French vanilla, and I am a weirdo and I actually don't use a makeup brush to apply this. I just put it on a cotton ball, tap it along the eye because I want the whole lid to be covered, and then I'm gonna put all of my different colors on top of that. So tonight I'm gonna put my eyeshadow on before my eyeliner and then finish up with my mascara. So here we go. we are moving on to eyeliner. I have some favorite eyeliners that I brought along on this cruise. I have a black and a brown Lancome. What are these called? Le Stilo waterproof, long-lasting eyeliner. I have one in black and in brown. I think I'm gonna go for the black tonight. We're gonna go for a little bit more drama. So I'm gonna give it a try in hopes that it doesn't go too crazy. This side is the eyeliner, and the other side is a little smudging thing that you can use. You have to smudge this stuff and blend it really fast because it's only wet, so to speak, for a moment, and then it dries in place and has that long wearing waterproof effect. So I'm gonna do this as quickly as I can, and I might need the help of one of my little compacts, but I'm gonna try to go without a compact. So I'm just gonna pull my eye a teeny tiny bit there and go till about the center of my eye with the black. And then I'm gonna smudge it in just a tiny bit for a little bit of a smoky eye. And it is a little resistant right here in the corner, so just might need to apply a little bit more, but we'll start with that. And I'm gonna do the same eye. I'm gonna do the bottom lash right now, lash line, I guess you could say. Just a little bit on the corner, and then we shall smudge. There we go. Needs a little bit more because it is evening time and I want a little bit more drama. And here we go. So what do you guys think about black eyeliner on someone with my hair and skin color? Do you think it's appropriate? Do you think it's appropriate for someone over 40? I've heard mixed reviews on this from beauty bloggers, beauty vloggers, the makeup counter. Very curious to hear what you guys think. Okay, so that eye is done. Now we're gonna go to the other eye. I think this one needs a little more blending up here. Not too bad though. Here we go. Wrapping up the eyeliner, and then we're gonna move on to the eyeshadow now. Hopefully I did okay. Got smoky enough. Looks good enough to me. So let's do a little fun with the eyeshadow tonight. I couldn't decide right before filming if I wanted to go with a gray palette or brown palette, but ultimately I decided on a gray. So we're gonna try that. So I chose the more gray palette because my dress is kind of on the cool pink side, and I thought I could do a little bit of a smoky eye look. So we'll see how it goes. This is the palette that I'm using tonight. I'm gonna show you in the mirror. Hopefully you can see that okay. It's not very helpful to have mirrors and lights and everything everywhere. Can you see that, cameraman? Okay, cool. So that's my little palette. This is just from a Clinique bonus. It's nothing really all that fancy. So I'm gonna use a little blendy brush to start with, and I'm gonna start with kind of a light gray in the corner of my eye. I'm gonna blow the brush off a little bit so I don't hit it with too heavy of a hand, because I tend to be a little bit heavy with this kind of stuff and I wanna be really careful. So I'm just hitting the corner of my eye. I'm gonna blend it in just a tiny bit, and then I'm gonna use one of these little brushes that goes into the crease and use the same color and kind of bring it across just a little bit in the crease, like that. Hopefully it's working. I can see much better now that I'm using a little compact, so that's good. Okay, we're gonna go on the other side now. I'm gonna do the crease first. Actually, it turned out to be a little bit easier. Okay, there we go. And Mr. Blendy brush, here we go. Just tapping it along the side there. And it's coming together. So we're definitely going with cool tones tonight, you guys. So now I'm gonna try, hopefully this works out, to go with this really dark grayish color right here and kind of accentuate the liner and go with like a little bit more of a smoky eye. So let's see how this works. I'm a little bit nervous about it, but I'm gonna give it a go. All right, run it along the line. And I think if I have any imperfections in my liner, this is also gonna help kind of clean them up and go with a little bit more of a smoky look. We'll see. We shall see how it goes. All right, let's take a look. I'm gonna put a little tiny bit on the bottom line, although that's something I have to be really careful about because I find that this stuff kind of, it doesn't really stay put very well for me. So I'm looking at one eye next to the other. Yeah, I think we got a good smoky look there. I might darken it up just a teeny tiny bit there without smudging it onto my lower area. All right, how do we do? Smoky? Smoky. All right, let's try the other eye. Here we go. think we're done with the eyeshadow, so I'm going to move on to the mascara. We're almost done with the makeup. I've actually turned my curling iron on so we can go straight to hair. I'm going to curl the lashes a little bit. Can't see my own lashes very well because they're really small, tiny, thin, non-existent. Give them a quick curl, and then we're going to give them a prime. And I'm going to use a sample size of my latest Lancome recommendation from the Beauty Counter. So this is my primer. This is just the Lancome Base de Mascara, it's called. And I was told to prime, and while it's wet, to lightly apply Monsieur Big, the new hot mascara from Lancome, with a very light hand, which I will try to do. I'm not very light-handed at anything, but I need a compact because I can't see myself in the mirror, so let's try that. I do have false lashes that I might put on, you guys. Every so often, I use them. I don't like them because I'm very sensitive to lash glue, but I found some self-adhesive ones at TJ Maxx, and I wore them for the first formal night, and they were kind of fun. So I might try those again this evening. We'll see. I just had an accident with my mascara. It ran into something and got mascara all over. So we're going to do the base first, primer first, and while it's wet, plop on Lancome Monsieur Big with a light hand, hopefully. And when we're done with this, we are done, and we're going to move on to hair. So we're just going to take a second, reposition the camera, and then I'm going to show you guys my hair curling routine for formal night. All right, you guys, in the second half of our Get Ready With Me on board Grand Princess, we're gonna do my hair for formal night. So I'm gonna try to do this in under 10 minutes. I don't know if I can do it, but I'm gonna try. So I have clean, blow-dried hair that I did nothing with. It has a little Moroccan oil and a little bit of some type of product in it that's for heat protection, but that's about it, so nothing too fancy. So the way that I curl my hair is with an iron about like this. What is this, a 1 1/4 inch? I'm not really even sure. This is a Hot Tools heated up to just over 380. I'm actually gonna turn it down a little bit because I found that things run hot on a cruise, so I think that's probably better. So what I do is I basically just run my thumbs along the crown of my head and pull back this back section of hair right here. And then I divide this into 2 chunks. So we're gonna put the first chunk here in one little clippy. Hopefully that works. If not, I have a stronger clip standing by. And then this second chunk here, yeah, that didn't work, is gonna go into another clip. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the stronger clips. And we're gonna try that one more time there. Instead of my thumbs, I'm actually gonna use a comb to section it off. So I'm gonna curl the entire bottom half of my hair first. I'm going to be holding the barrel vertically today, so curling everything in this direction all the way around to the back of my head, and I'm going to be doing all of my curls toward the back, so I'm not going to be rotating. I'm not going for the beach wave look. I'm also going to be using bobby pins to hold some of the curls in the front of my face a little bit tighter and hotter, so I'm going to let them dry in pins. So I'm going to look like Shirley Temple while I'm doing this, but let's go ahead and get started with this particular side. That's just kind of the routine that I'm in. I basically clamp the iron down somewhere in the middle, and I start rolling, and I go for about 8 seconds per little 1-inch segment of hair. That one looks like it's pretty hot already, so I'm not going to wrap it around anything in particular. We got a little straggler here, so I'm going to try to get that guy out of there. All right, so as you can see, I go with pretty small sections of my hair, and we're just going to go in the center here and give it about 8 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and that feels really hot, so I might go a little bit less than 8 seconds to the rest of my head. All right, we're going to make our way all the way around the entire bottom of my head now. Okay, now I'm on to the second side, and usually this little bit of hair right here is what I tend to clip up. Gives it just a little bit more of a dramatic look, a little bit more of a Veronica Lake wave to it. So I'm going to put this one in a little clip here, in a little bobby pin to hold. And I give this one a little bit less time because it's a smaller section of hair and I don't want to torch my bangs with heat. So we're going to hold that one up and then move along here to more of this front hair. I'm going to try to get a nice even section. There we go. Okay, there we go. And then I just kind of lean my head over and let the curl fall into my hand. And we're gonna pin this little guy up too. Sometimes I do this if I'm getting a little bit more fancy, but I don't do it every day, like when I'm getting ready for work or something like that, unless it's a really humid day and I'm afraid that I'm gonna lose my curl. It's usually too much of a pain and it adds too much time to the process, so I usually skip it. But this is a nice thing to do when you want to get a little more fancy. Now I kind of lost the hair on this one, so I'm grabbing the ends, which is probably terrible for my hair, to keep it in the keep the tension on it while I'm curling it. So there we go. This one looks like it's going to need a little bit of a pin as well. I'm going to go ahead and re-wrap this one around my fingers and pin it that way. This reminds me when I was a little girl, my mom used to pin my hair up wet at night before I would go to bed, and I would wake up with little adorable little pin curls. But these days, if I did that, I think I would wake up looking like I stuck my finger in a light socket, right? You know it's true. Okay, here we go. This hair is a little bit more thick in the back of my head, so it takes a little bit more heat. And it looks like we're moving on to the last strand here. And then we're gonna unclip the top and start up there. Here's the last one. And I'm just pulling it through. There we go. You guys can see better than I did if I missed anything. I can't see the back of my head. All right. Okay, let's move on to the top. So I usually start with this side of my head, my right, because it has more hair. It needs a little bit more time to set. Give it a quick comb through and then just let it lie down. And then I usually move this one over a tiny bit so it's kind of out of the way. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to start from the back and work my way forward. Am I doing on time? Okay, we're 8 minutes in, so I'm going to try to do this side in 2 minutes and see how we roll. Okay, so that is the curling routine. What I'm gonna do is let this cool for just a few moments, and then I'm gonna take it down and show you how I finish it. I actually do not use any hairspray or brush or anything at the end of this process. I literally just take the hair out, let the curls relax for a few moments, and run my fingers through them. So I will show you the finished product in just a few minutes. All right, so Mr. Cruz Gear said I look like Marie Antoinette. What do you think? All right, curls are cool enough. I'm gonna pull all the little pins out. Let's start in the back and show you guys the finished product. It's gonna look a lot more bouncy and curly right now when I take it out than it will when I show you the finished product a little bit later after I get dressed. Obviously, I let the curls kind of hang out in heat for a while, so definitely more of a Shirley Temple look. How many times did I say Shirley Temple in this video? I mean, come on, look at this. This is full on Shirley Temple. Okay. Maybe we should just say Goldilocks. It's definitely a little bit more Goldilocks than Shirley Temple, probably, right? Okay, let's see. All right, I think I got all the pins out. Usually I have to do a little check. So normally what I do is just run my fingers through the curls and kind of wave this area back so I get a little bit of a kind of a wave in the front there. I parted my hair pretty deeply on the left today so that I could have that kind of drama in the front. The reason that I don't use hairspray, you guys, is because it tends, anything that I put on my hair, I've tried a million hairsprays and a million products, tend to take the curl out of it. So I find if I just leave it heat treated like this, I'm usually better off, as long as it's not humid, and then all bets are off. So this is pretty much the final product. I'm gonna go and get dressed, and then of course we'll give you a peek of what I look like once I have my evening gown on and my shoes and everything, from the hair all the way down to the shoes. All right, here's the final look. As you can see, my hair loosened up quite a bit. No more Goldilocks, right? And one thing that's kind of funny though is my lipstick is not as fuchsia as I thought it was. This is Kiss for a Cause from Lip Sense, by the way. I forgot to tell you guys that earlier. So we're ready for formal night. We're gonna go have some fun. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Leave your comments and suggestions about this video in the notes below. And until next time, get in gear and get cruising.
First mate of the week.